Hey everyone, Renee here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be showing you all the books that I plan on reading in April. So I have a stack here, and actually one of the books I haven't gotten in the mail yet, and then the other book I will not be showing you just yet because I think I'm gonna leave it as like a surprise for a vlog because it's a book I said I would never read. So you can take that as you will. But I am gonna just get right into the video, and let me preface this by saying that this is one of the most sporadic TBRs I think I've ever had. I don't know what mood I'm in. I don't actually know what I feel like reading, but all of these books jumped out to me and they're all pretty different as well. So we're just gonna see. I'm excited about all these books regardless if they're all over the place. So let's just get to it. The first book is Bunny by Mona Awad. This is a book that I've heard so much about, both good and bad. I hear a lot of mixed opinions on it, and I just hear ultimately that it is weird. Like one big WTF. And I'm here for it. I love books like that, and if it gives me that WTF moment and it's weird and it's creepy and it's odd, I feel like I'm gonna rate it high. But I hope that it actually has a plot. I don't actually know much about the plot. No one really talks about the plot. They just talk about how weird it is. So we'll see. I honestly cannot even begin to explain what I think this book is about. So I'm just gonna leave it at it's weird and I'm here for it. The next book is Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is going to be the first Talia Hibbert book that I ever read, and I'm excited about it. This is a book that wasn't quite on my radar at first, but after hearing all the love that it's received and how many people have adored this book, it jumped on my radar real quick. It is a romance book. It is the first in a series of 3. I believe it's a trilogy of all of the Brown sisters. So I'm excited. I really hope I like this and continue with it. And it says on the back, Chloe Brown is a chronically ill computer geek with a goal, a plan, and a list. After almost, but not quite, dying, she's come up with 7 directives to help her get a life, and she's already completed the first, finally moving out of her glamorous family's mansion. The next items: enjoy a drunken night out, ride a motorcycle, go camping, have meaningless but thoroughly enjoyable sex, travel the world with nothing but hand luggage, and do something bad. And honestly, this just sounds like the ultimate rom-com. Like, this sounds like I would watch this. Like, this sounds like a movie that I would adore. It sounds like a book that I would adore. And I'm all here for people overcoming obstacles and like just living their best life. And that is what this sounds like. I feel like this is just gonna make me so happy. So we're gonna read this, definitely. So next up we have The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This is a little bit of an odd book for me. I don't typically gravitate towards books like this, but from what I know, it has a lot of metaphors about life and just living and coming to terms with things about yourself, and that is something that has been really crying out to me lately, those prefaces. And I hear it's just a very beautiful book. Everyone who's read it that I've seen has loved it, so I'm gonna give this a shot. So this is about a library who essentially pops up between life and death, and there is the character in the book who has a lot of regrets in her life, and she ends up getting to live a life that she never got to live. And it kind of just goes through the choices that she makes of what's really important in life. And I feel like that's a really shoddy summary of this book because I feel like there's just going to be so much more than that in here. But I am just super excited to delve into it. I actually plan on annotating this book because it just sounds like something that I'm going to want to annotate. And I've never annotated a book before. So we'll see. Will I start annotating books? Will I actually annotate this one like I say I will? Come back and check. Next up, we are going back to a thriller, which is There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. This is a book that I wasn't sure if I was ever going to read, but I am. I have it. I bought it. It's in my hand. I'm going to read it in April, hopefully. And to be honest, I don't know much about this book other than it's about our main character who goes to live with her grandmother, and then people from her small school start dying. And honestly, what more do you need to know? Like, do you really need to know more than that? And it's just a mystery of what's happening, who's killing these students, what's going on. And honestly, it sounds like a fun ride. I hope it is. I know some people did not enjoy this book as much, but I am willing to give it a shot. So I do plan on getting to this in April. Hopefully a nice, quick spook thriller read. We'll see. Next up, we have Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. I have mentioned this before. I can't even remember what TBR this was on, but it clearly didn't get read. And that's just how it is. But I do really, really, really want to get to this book. I have had my eye on this since it came out, and the fact that I haven't read it yet is mind-blowing to me because it sounds so far up my alley. It's got witches, it's got this map of the 7 sins as 7 circles in the dust jacket. Not the dust jacket, the end papers? You know what I mean. And it just sounds so interesting. And once again, up top, 2 sisters, 1 brutal murder, a quest for vengeance that will unleash hell itself, and an intoxicating romance. We can't leave that out. That's got to be there. So I'm super stoked to see my opinion on this book. I really think I'll like it. Honestly, I really think I'll love it. I want to predict that this will be a 5-star. I genuinely think out of all of the books on this TBR, I feel like this one stands the highest chance of being a 5-star, just knowing myself. So we'll see. Next up is a book that I don't actually own yet. It is unfortunately still in the mail, and that is A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and that is the second book in the From Blood and Ash series. I just read From Blood and Ash in March, literally like finished it 3 days ago, and I immediately ordered the second one because it was so good, so worth the hype, so just, I loved it. It was my second 5-star novel of the year, and it just gave me everything I wanted out of it. It gave me all of it, and I did not have an issue with the ending. If anything, it just left me wanting the second book that much more. So that one is currently in transit, and hopefully I'll have it soon because I am itching to start reading it, and hopefully it's good. And then I know the third one is coming out relatively soon as well. I think within the next month. I feel like it's coming out very, very soon. So I'm hoping to finish A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire in time so that I can be on board with the hype train when the third one comes out, because I'm here for it and I'm happy to be here. Next up, we have a couple mixed mediums. So we have a manga, and that is volume 1 of The Witch and the Beast. This is a manga that I just recently discovered. I'd never heard of it before, ever. But it was sitting there on the shelf and it just looked so alluring to me, like the dark elegance of the cover and just the fact that it said witch. Like, witch is my buzzword. Anything that's about witches or witchy vibes will get my attention. So I'm really excited to see where this goes. From what I'm gathering from the synopsis on the back, our main character, I believe, is probably a vampire, and he carries a coffin. So I don't know if they're both vampires. I might be way off base with that. But they end up in this town that's like under the control of a witch, and they're trying to like get to the bottom of what's going on. And I don't really know much else, but it looks creepy as hell. I'm very excited to delve into this, and I hope it's good. Like, I really hope that it is a nice hidden gem that I just happened to stumble upon. Then we also have Saga Volume 4. This is a series you've heard me talk about so many times, so I'm not going to go that much into it, but this is the 4th volume in the series, and I'm still very much loving it. Saga is a series that took me very much by surprise just because I don't really like sci-fi, but I'm so here for this ride. It is so fun. I find myself laughing in every volume, and I think that's what really does it for me, because the humor of this series is just... it's just good. So I would recommend, even if you're not into sci-fi like myself, or at least like not really into it, just give it a go. And you might surprise yourself, like I did. And then the last book, like I said, I'm not really going to talk about, because I'm going to wait to talk about it until I actually read it. Because my plan for this book is to do a reading vlog, reading a book that I said I would never read, just to see my reactions to it and if I think the book was worth it. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little excited. I'm also a little nervous because I just don't have the best luck with this author and her books. So we'll see what happens with that. So total, I believe this is 9 books for April, which I think is very doable for me. I don't have anything planned in April, so hopefully I can just sit down and read and just have a great month and read this wildly all over the place variety of books that I have here. That's the goal, at least. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you did like this video, please feel free to hit that like button down below to support this channel. And also, if you would like to follow me on this reading journey and just keep up with me, feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. I'm very excited for where this channel is going, and I'm having so much fun with it. Like, honestly, this has been such a joy to do. So I have a lot of awesome things planned, and we'll just see where we go from here. But thank you for being a part of this journey with me. I really, really appreciate it. And once again, I hope you liked this video, and I will see you in the next one.